Hey everybody, welcome to this Xbox Life episode number 518 titled Another Studio? Question mark. My name is Rob, also known as Presar on Xbox Live. Thank you for joining me once again for another episode of the show. This is the show where we talk about the Xbox gaming and anything else that we want to talk about that suits our fancy for the day, the minute, the hour, whatever it is. Real quick, make sure to listen to the show live on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube on Sundays, approximately 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and adjust it accordingly to your time zone, wherever you're at, from those two. And we are not affiliated with the Microsoft, Xbox, or Microsoft in any way. This is a show being done by fans, for fans of the Xbox. The views and opinions expressed on the show do not reflect those of Microsoft. So real quick, just get on with the show here. First thing, just want to talk about a couple of things that I've been playing. All right. Got to mention it. So Fortnite just had their big season 8 switcheroo. When was that? On Wednesday night, Thursday morning, something like that. And Fortnite Save the World is my jam, of course. So the new season, the Frostnite season is done with. Now they have, the name is escaping me right now, but it's like a love thing, a love battles, and the story is actually kind of cool. It's like all of a sudden the husks are like throwing these like love potion-y mist cloud things, and all the heroes in the game are starting to fall in love with each other or not, or they hate each other, and it's kind of funny how the storyline is taking that little turn. And then they also did a huge rework of the hero system, which is just crazy. So if you ever played Fortnite Save the World, where you used to have that loadout of 3 heroes, that is all out the window. It is totally changed. Basically what they did is you now have a commander for your hero squad. So this is the player or the character that you're playing for that particular game. You have the commander, and then the commander has a perk. And then the team also has a perk. And then outside of that, you can slot up to, I believe, 5 total. At least that's how many I get. I don't know if you get more or less. I think you can get less, and you have to unlock them to get up to 5. But every character has an additional perk that they can add to the team. So you can slot up to 5 other heroes, and all together, your commander, your party, and your 5 like ability perks, those all translate into what the game is like for you. So it's really crazy. Like, I just got so used to playing my certain combos. I had a loadout for farming, had my loadout for like a soldier, like run and gun. Then I had a constructor and also an outlander setup that I typically use. That's all out the window. So we've all got to kind of retool everything that we're doing. But it's interesting. I mean, it's keeping the game fresh, and albeit it's a little annoying because now my outlander that I was using, which was Fragment Fury Jess, she's now not as strong. But I gotta work that up to get it sort of like how it was before. And then also they gave you a whole bunch of experience. There's this box that you get when you go into the game for the first time. You get all this stuff. I got like 3 million hero points, which I don't know if I'm going to be using them anytime soon, because I think it's something like 150 hero points to level up a hero. So that's enough to level up a couple to 3 of them. And then you also get a whole bunch of these tokens where you can unslot and recruit characters. But I mean, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting, nice change. Battle Royale got a big change as well. They're going to be copying the revival system that is in Apex Legends. So they've leaked these vans with this dude standing on top. So somehow they're going to have it so if somebody gets downed in Battle Royale, a player can grab their card. I heard that on one video once They're talking about some kind of card that gets dropped and you take it to the van. That's how you revive the person. And they also added pinging, or a system like pinging, to the Fortnite game, which is another copy off of Apex Legends. But, hey, if this is like new, I'll call it technology, then, it's all the better if the games can react and make those changes. And that's another thing. I was actually kind of thinking about this. What other games other than Fortnite has the publisher or the developer been so responsive? I can't think of any. Fortnite has been changed on a weekly basis for, I don't know, the last year and a half at least. It's going on 2 years this coming summer. And they've been changing it on a weekly basis. And the fact that Apex Legends, it just released like a little bit over a month ago, and they're already making core changes to the game to mimic that. I mean, that's amazing that they're able to react that quickly to their code base and make those changes. And I give them kudos, give Epic kudos for making all that possible. Now, I wish they would, go and spend some of that time and do Shadow Complex 2, but that's a whole different story. Oh, by the way, in the games, I don't know if it was Battle Royale or Save the World, there's Shadow Complex posters on the walls. It'd be nice if there was a Shadow Complex 2 poster, but again, that's a whole different story. And then they did some map changes to the regular game, Battle Royale game. There's a whole jungle biome over there now, a big volcano with lava all over the place. It's cool. It's a nice change. And they also changed the base where you start off, that like lobby island. I don't know what you call it, but that's good enough for me. The lobby island got changed. So anyway, that's enough Fortnite talk. Then I also played some more Star Trek Fleet Command. Now, Mark and I talked about this on the last episode. So there's an interesting scenario with this game, or situation with this game. And it's that apparently when you start the game, you get hooked into a particular server and you can only see, or alliances, clubs, they're called alliances, clans, however you like to consider them. You can only see the ones on that server. And that's so ridiculous. And needless to say, if you'd like, search for Justice Clan. So that's the same name as we have in the Battle Royale world, or not Battle Royale, Clash Royale. That's our clan name in there. But you can search for Justice Clan, the alliance, and the tag on it is JCJC. So if you'd like to try to join on the alliance, if you ever played this game, go ahead. If you don't see it, maybe Mark can make one on whatever server he joined. And at some point, they're saying that they're going to make these so you can move between servers and have everybody join together. But until that happens, we'll have to just be apart. But so played some more of that and all the usuals, including Toon Blast that we talked about, and Clash Royale and all that stuff. So anyway, enough of that. So before we get on with the roundtable discussion for tonight, just want to quickly mention that if you want to support the show, you can go to thisxboxlife.com/Patreon and, consider being a patron of the show. Thanks to all the folks that have signed up so far for that. And of course, it's not required, but it's definitely appreciated if you want to contribute even as little as $1 a month. That is appreciated. Also, you can leave us a tip at thisxboxlife.com/donate. And then also subscribe to us on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube as well. So just got a couple topics real quick. This is not going to be a super long show like the last couple. So first off, we talked about Overkill a couple of times over the last few months. So Overkill is the new Walking Dead game. I'm sorry, it's called Overkill's The Walking Dead. So just want to clarify that. So Overkill's The Walking Dead, they released a pretty crazy trailer a couple months ago. It looked really cool. And then the project kind of got stalled. Well, apparently the rights owners of The Walking Dead, which is Skybound, Skybound sent a notice over to the Overkill folks that they're terminating their agreement with Starbreeze for the co-op shooter because the game has really poor quality. Wow. That trailer looked amazing. And apparently the game hasn't followed suit, which is really interesting. And Starbreeze confirmed that the PC edition of the game is basically going to be removed from sale. And I believe that was on Steam. So it's getting pulled. So far, from this article that I've read, it's they've generated $3.7 million in sales, in pre-sales for this game. And it is going away, at least on the PC. The PS4 and Xbox One versions are still up in the air, but I would think that, they probably follow suit, so they'll get pulled. Who knows if this game is ever gonna, reappear, but for the time being, it looks like it is dead in the water. It's floating in the water like a zombie. But yeah, the game looked like it had so much promise, looked pretty darn scary, looked true to The Walking Dead, ambience and all that, and looks like it's not making it. Wow. So much for that. One other thing that was kind of interesting was, looks like, and this is not specifically Xbox related, it's more PlayStation related, but for folks that have PlayStations and they have the PlayStation Plus service, it looks like March is the beginning of a change in the PlayStation Plus service, where instead of giving out 4 games a month, which spans the PS3, the PS Vita, and the PS4, Sony is now giving away only 2 games. Looks like they're dropping PS3 and Vita. So as of right now, with Games with Gold, you get 4 titles a month. Or some people can argue, well, actually, yeah, it winds up being about 4 a month. I was going to say, because some of them span the half month, and does that really count? But I'd say it does. So So right now, with Games with Gold, you get 4 games a month, 2 Xbox, and then 2 games, which are a combo, usually lately, of original Xbox and 360. So lately, they've been both have been 360 or a combination of 360 and original Xbox. But we'll see if they do anything, if PlayStation does anything to kind of, get back to game parity with the two service, or if Sony gets back to game parity with PlayStation Plus to match Games with Gold, where they're back up to 4. But right now, Games with Gold's a slightly better value in terms of games. All right. There was a interesting deal with the Spider-Man game. The Spider-Man movie. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse released in theaters a while back. And looks like that there's a deal for Xbox One owners in particular, where if you purchase the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse video between February 26th through March 11th, so it's still got like another little bit over a week to go, you actually get a code for 2 weeks of Game Pass. So that's kind of cool. You're supposedly going to get the code for Game Pass within 10 days of purchase through an Xbox Live message. So the game itself is going to be $20, and you get, about 15 days, 14 days, 15 days, something like that, for free. So it's something to tack on to your subscription if you already have it, and it's enough to give you a little bit of a trial if you don't. So that's kind of cool. So what I find interesting about this is that now they're packing in these services, giving them out to other things within the store, trying to get more and more folks into the Game Pass ecosystem. So that is pretty cool. Then backwards compatibility. Got a couple of new games that joined the list. And again, back compat list, over 500 games. I don't really know what it's up to now, but they consistently keep adding more and more titles to this. I'm not saying that they're all great titles, but they're adding them. So you can have more of these older titles, some of which are pretty darn good. Like they just added, what was it? Actually, I don't know if the Batman Arkham Asylum game, if that was remastered or if that was back compat. I don't remember. But that one just got added to Game Pass last week, I believe, or a little bit over a week ago. But anyway, the new games that they added, this was added, I don't know, about 2 days ago, is we have Hydrophobia. It's a survival adventure game, and Marathon Durandal. So it's a port of an old Bungie game that came out in 95. So that's going back a little ways into the Wayback Machine. And now probably one of the more interesting things that kind of got leaked this past week is that, with Microsoft Game Studios, there's been a lot of news lately. They had a bunch of acquisitions a couple months ago. They rebranded themselves. They're now Xbox Game Studios, which, makes sense because they're gaming related, and the Xbox is the gaming brand of Microsoft. But they've added a whole bunch of studios over the past couple of months, and it looks like, according to this rumor, there's going to be yet another acquisition this month. And the one that they're saying is going to be acquired is Relic Entertainment. So I just looked up a list of the games that Relic made, and they're no stranger to us gamers, of course. Going back in the Wayback Machine here, they started off, like 20 years ago, they started off with Homeworld, which was an amazing game. Loved that game. Possible Creatures, Homeworld 2, Warhammer 40K, Dawn of War. It's another awesome game. The Outfit, Company of Heroes. A lot of folks love that one. Warhammer 40K, Dawn of War 2. Space Marine is another Warhammer game. Company of Heroes 2. Dawn of War 3. And Age of Empires. So this is the one, or Age of Empires 4. So this is like the big game that is the one that they're working on right now. But I would imagine that this game here is the reason why they're being acquired. That's just a guess there. Although, the Warhammer games are pretty popular as well. But I bet the big money bet is on Age of Empires. So that's very cool. We'll see if this actually comes true. It makes sense. Now, the acquisition for Relic makes sense. It's cool and all that. But I would really love to see them buy Epic. That would be crazy. That would be crazy if they pick up, they picked up a couple years ago. They picked up Mojang And now if they snag Epic, wow. Actually, them getting Epic would be epic. I would just love that. That would just shake the industry. But I bet Epic right now has a huge price tag. But Microsoft has deep pockets, so it's possible. So we'll see. We'll see who it winds up being. Although Relic, I'm sure, is the one that will happen. And then speaking of the game studios, what are all these studios working on? And I found a list, thanks to Windows Central, that kind of went over all the different studios and all the projects that they're currently working on. So I thought it'd be fun to go through this list because there's some pretty darn good games here. Now, 343 Industries, I think it's not hard to guess what they're working on. Halo Infinite, right? They are Halo, so they're working on Halo. And looks like there's also updates for the Master Chief Collection as well. And looks like there are rumors that they're looking to bring the Master Chief Collection over to PC as well. So Halo Infinite for those guys. Compulsion Games, the folks that are responsible for We Happy Few, which just came out of early access. And, they are working on We Happy Few. In Exile, right now, they are working on Wasteland 3. These are the guys that are responsible for Wasteland 2, Wasteland, Bard's Tale, and so Wasteland 3 is in the works. They're also looking at bringing Bard's Tale 4 to consoles, and there's some other project which I guess 30% of the staff is working on. So a little bit of mystery surrounding that one. Mojang, hey, they're working on Minecraft stuff. Looks like there's a 4K texture pack coming to the Xbox One X. And it looks like the teams are also working on another big separate Minecraft project. So we'll have to wait and see what that's all about. Ninja Theory, makers of Hellblade, so they're currently working on multiple projects, and looks like we might have to wait until E3 for the reveal to see what they're working on with that. Obsidian Entertainment, they had that trailer that came out for The Outer Worlds, I don't know, about 2-3 months ago. That looks pretty darn cool. They also made South Park, The Stick of Truth, Pillars of Eternity, and Fallout New Vegas. So right now, looks like they're working on The Outer Worlds, of course. And there was something else, I believe, here. They're working on bringing Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire to the consoles, and some kind of unannounced project. Playground Games, these are the folks that are working on Forza, the whole Forza IP, I guess. And they're rumored to be working on an RPG, which is pretty darn interesting. And there's some speculation as to this might be part of the Fable franchise. So that's pretty cool. Rare, these guys are most notably tied to Sea of Thieves recently. And they also did Killer Instinct and such. So looks like for a while there, they were all in Sea of Thieves. And it looks like they might be working on some other projects now as well, including another multiplayer title. The Coalition. Hey, Gears 5, right? We'll have to wait and see what that's all about. And then The Initiative. So this is the brand new studio that they announced a little while ago that that was just being formed as part of this. And they brought in a whole bunch of folks that worked on tons of different projects. And right now, what they're working on is shrouded in secret. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Turn 10, makers of the Forza Motorsport series, not Horizon, the regular Motorsport games. They are working on something, and we'll have to wait and see. Undead Labs, makers of State of Decay. Let's see. They had State of Decay 2 that came out a little while ago, and looks like State of Decay 3, it might be worked on here, and looks like that they're expanding. And let's see, I think that's about it here. So that was a list of the big studios that they had. It's a fairly long list, a lot of good IP across all those studios, and we'll see when their games come out, but there's good stuff there. All right, so that's about it for the roundtable. So just a couple more things before we wrap up the show. If you'd like to send a voicemail, you can do that at thisxboxlife.com. Click on the voicemail widget on the right-hand side of the screen, and you can leave up to a 90-second voicemail. You can also send a recording that you record on your phone or whatever on your computer. Email it over to contact@thisxboxlife. Also, we have a Twitter presence. It's at thisxboxlife, or you can find it at thisxboxlife.com/Twitter. And there's a Facebook group at thisxboxlife.com/Facebook that will take you to the group quickly and easily. Or you can just search for it on Facebook. It's a closed group, which basically means that you have to ask to be part of the group. 2 easy questions that you answer just to help keep some of the spammers out. But answer those 2 questions, and you'll be in. Closed group just basically means that your posts on there won't be shared to the world. They stay within the group. Alrighty, and then for this week's retail releases, let me cue up the music.
Okay, Rob, what you got for us today? What you got for us to play? Give us a list of games that we can buy and play. Okay, Rob.
All right, for the week of March 4th through March 8th, I think things are slowing down slightly until the middle of March when we get the Division releasing. But we've got a couple of games coming out this week here. We've got Old Man's Journey on March 4th. This one is Xbox Play Anywhere. Black Desert. This one is Xbox One X Enhanced. So this is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game that is finally coming to consoles. On March 5th, we have The Occupation, RBI Baseball 19, The Attack, actually just Attack of the Earthlings, Beat Cop, I and Me, releasing on the 6th, Overload on the 6th, Crimson Keep on the 6th, and on the 8th, Devil May Cry 5, which is also Xbox One X Enhanced. Then for Games with Gold, we had a little bit of a switcheroo here the other day. What was that, on Friday, I believe? So brand new to Games with Gold for Xbox One, we have Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion. Adventure Time Pirates of the something. Look it up. You'll find it. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is coming in later on this month on the 16th. And Super Bomberman R is going from, that's the mid-February through mid-March. So right now you can get Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion, and Super Bomberman R. For Xbox 360 and back compat, we have Star Wars Republic Commando. This was brand new for March. And I erased the one that was there from before. I forgot what it was. Sorry. But so that's some decent games there. And then lastly, as usual, if you make any purchase on Amazon, use our affiliate links. We just fixed them recently on the website. Looks like something was blocking the banners from showing up, but there should be links on there as well as on the Facebook group. If you make any purchase on Amazon, please use our affiliate links each and every time you make your purchases. So just click on a link, and then once you get to Amazon, you can search for whatever you want. It does not have to be gaming related. We get a tiny little finder's fee for sending you their way. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the show. Also, if you're an iTunes user, search for the show on there, This Xbox Life. Give us a 5-star rating. The more ratings that we get, especially 5-star, the more ratings that we get, the more we get bumped up in the rankings over there. It helps even more people find out about the show. Also, you follow us on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube, and thanks to Learned Your Lesson for the music. So that's about it for this quick show here. I think it was about a half hour or so. Not too bad. So you can have the rest of your day back. And thanks for joining me. And we'll catch y'all next week. I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody.